Hey guys, Aaron here, Johnny's Automotive. Just wanting to go over our testing procedures and our charging. In our way we do, we have a basic list that does show the kind of the charging ranges and the pricing for different things. But we've introduced some no charge fees or not charging for certain kinds of testing. And we just needed to kind of go over that so everybody's on the same page. There's been a little bit of confusion. Uh, what we want to do is when we bring somebody in, if it's an object where we can pretty much figure something out, say in 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes at the max. Customers calling up about, oh, I see a leak dripping under my car, or I see, something very obvious. I have um, you know, just something that would be obvious enough that most, and I would say like 80, 90% of what we deal with is something that we truly can figure out maybe in about 20, 25 minutes. When it falls into that range, those are the things we're talking about, not charging somebody for testing. So when somebody calls us up and says, hey, I've got an electrical issue, or I've had it at this other shop, or the dealer couldn't figure it out, that's not the kind of stuff that we no charge testing. Once we get past a certain point, once the technicians put a good 20-minute effort into it and something's going to get deeper, that's when we as advisors have to sell some testing at that point. We can give the customer for the first hour, let's say a tech has 20 minutes or so into it, 25 minutes, we'll round off that half an hour, and that's something we can just charge $59 for. And um, go from there. Now, if the tech's going to get into hour two, hour three deeper, then that goes into our regular testing, and the customer should be charged accordingly. And remember, the customer needs to be, you have to work hand in hand with your technician, have a pulse on what's going on, but the customer needs to be told this up front. The customer needs to do their approvals. The customer needs to agree to it. So when we have that customer that comes in and we say, hey, John Smith, we're going to give you a good heart, solid try, 20, 25 minutes. And if we can figure it out, I'm not going to charge you anything for testing. Well, once we've reached the end of that rope and we do now have to start charging, we need to be picking up the phone and calling the customer and saying, hey, I'm sorry, we're going to, we didn't quite figure it out in the 20, 25 minutes. The tech's asking for another half an hour or another hour or whatever we're going to go to at that point. Um, there has to be a little bit of common sense issued here. There has to be a little bit of understanding feedback from your technician. What are they saying they're probably getting into? And then, and what are they asking for as far as more time? And then we have to, like I say, sell that time appropriately. Nobody here at Johnny's Automotive should be getting 2 and 3 and 4 hours deep into figuring something out and having no payment guaranteed, no, and then letting that car go at a zero charge for no charge on testing. That's not how that was designed. That's not the purpose of it. So we just got to realize, still be in the customer's control. They can choose to not have us do anything more, and they can go somewhere else or figure out what they got to do next. But we have to, once we get past that initial 20, 25 minutes of free service, we have to start having conversations with the customer and charge accordingly. So just wanted to kind of clear that up a little bit to make sure that everybody realized that the no charge testing doesn't mean unlimited no charge, and a customer can choose not to fix something after 4 hours of diagnosing and walk out with a zero bill. At that point, that customer should have already been discussed with and already approved. Let's say it is 4 hours, then they should be approving about 3 and a half hours worth of charge for testing. And that's what they should be paying their bill for if they still don't want to get the work done. So just wanted to like try to clear that up a little bit. I hope that kind of makes sense. And then the rest of the schedule of kind of services and basics are on the page here. But anyway, hope that makes sense, guys. If you have any further questions, get with me on that so we can make sure each store has a good, solid understanding. Thanks a lot.